It's going to be extremely interesting to see how things are going to unfold. Of course, those you guys don't know, we're only halfway there. We've got another 4 weeks of PUBG coming.
Sure, it's wild because, yes, this has been going fast, but to think how much effort, time these teams have put in to ensure that they could even make it this far, and then they've got a whole nother grueling 4 weeks to go. But this time, those 4 weeks are not going to be anything like this because it means it is every game counts because you are fighting the best of the best, and that is no easy feat to do.
And also coming into next week's games, I mean, these teams, we can see teams that are striving right now, talking Tornado, talking to some of these teams that are sitting up in the top, even Se7en over in Group A.
Yeah.
If we combine the teams in a way that just doesn't really fit them the next week, maybe we'll see teams doing the exact same rotations. That could force them into fights early. We talked about Se7en, how they were constantly fighting Tornado early on Erangel. Where's that coming from? Why are they sitting on top of each other all the time? Se7en or Erangel and Besiktas constantly sitting on top of each other, right?
Yeah.
These things can happen where you say this team is such a talented bunch, but they just tend to never be able to maneuver around their opponents. Then it doesn't matter how good you are. If you take that full-on 4v4 engagement between the two Titans early, you will be weak. That's when the other guys come and chop your knees out. So I don't know, something like that.
I wonder where you're going with that. If we could say chop something else off, but we don't want any of that. That's a scary place to go.
We'll stick with knees on this one.
Close enough to the knees, yeah. Erangel, though, when it comes to it, right? When we see these two teams merge, I really want to know who's going to bully who out of positions because there is a lot of overlapping that will go in. I know we're not there yet. We've still got 2 more days to go. But when you compare Group A and Group B or where these teams drop, there is a lot that I'm looking forward to say, who's really got the ego to say, I'm staying here no matter what? And are we going to see some crazy fights? Because I feel like if you're a team who goes to fighting where you're fighting for a spot, especially when you go into the first opening week when the two teams emerge, there is a scary point where actually you see teams kind of waste too much time doing that and lose too many points.
Not that we have to discuss it a whole lot, but I got one that I just want to throw out there for the viewers to kind of think about coming into next week. Se7en and Se7en both loot Pachinki.
Good luck, have fun.
Then we'll let that sink in, and then we'll let them do their bidding on what's going to happen. I mean, we did see Se7en push out of war, but whether they'll be doing the same against the guys in Se7en, we'll have to wait and see a week, of course. Now, Circle is popping in just about half minutes time. Players are out. Pretty decent plane if you're a Western team or anything south to north. If you want to go far out east, it's going to be a little tricky. And we can see Moonwolf, they're out early. Normally they got 2 mils of power, but it's not really going to be accessible. And Tornado Energy, they're going for vehicles. Obviously, they want to go over towards Milta. But last time we had a plane like this where Moonwolf jumped early, it became a military plane and never had to leave. So we'll see. We'll see if they get to stick around for longer. Also, Tarlans making their way down towards Primorsk. We've seen them on the west coast a couple of times. They haven't really been all the way down in Primorsk as of yet, but this plane, of course, forcing them out a bit earlier. They know that Winside's around, VG shooting up there too. So 3 teams splitting the Ferry Pier-esque Western Bridge area. It's going to be interesting. And I talked about melee circles. This is as opposite as you could go.
Yeah, we're going all the way up. It's going to have Se7en in there, which makes Quickmath very happy. They ever so rarely get circles like this that benefit them in that way. They normally find themselves on the rotate round. And the interesting one with Moonwolf, Tornado, and obviously 4AK, they always go military base themselves. But they now have a long road ahead of them. And already this time they're spending, before they've even started looting, is going to be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, I think Tornado Energy, they must be aware that they'll be the first team to make it over towards where they want to go. So example with a pistol, he's going to be doing all the damage from the vehicle. Seems shooting
James
out
Bond, let's go.
You never know. These guys, they can land some crazy shots, and if they're shooting at people without helmets and without anything, things could indeed happen. But one team I want to do a little bit of a compliment to is Tarlans for going down to Primorsk. We talked about them going up there in Ruins and Watertown and doing their split, and I was like, guys, why are you limiting yourself in sitting in between all these other teams and getting punished on rotations and sort of being forced to wait until the other teams leave before you can really do anything? You can't really take charge when you're in between all these other teams. You have to just kind of accept that they have to move before you can. So now them going out on the edge, it's a longer rotation, sure, especially with this circle, but at least this time around, they get to do the scouting, they get to do whatever they want and rotate when they please. So maybe, who knows? They got a win on Miramar yesterday. Excited to see what they can pull off on Erangel today.
I'll wait and see how it all goes down. But Tarlans certainly will at least want to be saving face a little bit, right? You've had a bad start, but you can still turn things around to make it. Obviously, through to top 8 is probably very unlikely. I'm not going to say never because we've seen crazier things happen, but Probably a first to try and win that many games and get that many points to jump up.
Gotta keep in mind there's more to play for too, because now we talk about the top 8, but of course these guys, they will be making their way down to the relegation matches into the Open. I believe the 9th place team will be directly through to the next phase of contenders.
Okay.
The 2 teams under that, so that will be 10th and 11th. They'll be skipping the first round, so they'll go directly to the finals of the promotionals, and then those last teams will have to play through the groups as well. So it's a lot of games that you're skipping. If you're sitting in that 9th, 10th spot, you only have to play 2 days of games, whereas if you're sitting in 12th down through 16th, you have to play a full week of potential knockout games.
And against teams that are also very hungry, seeing what you've done and be able to take some information from you and how you play.
Exactly.
Makes it rather interesting with this. 3D Max. They've got Wago rolling up on his own, though. No one else is moving with him just yet. Hydrix is in a vehicle, but he needs to be careful. You're going into Quickmath's territory here, buddy, and you can't really afford to go down early on. That's the last thing 3D Max want here.
It's always interesting when you have rotations coming in this direction. You know there ain't a whole lot to play around as far as compounds. So if you are one of those teams that like compounds, you want to rotate early. But Quickmath, of course, realizing this, they go up and they take control early. We saw them in phase 1. In the beginning of phase 1, they came out completely steamrolling everyone right off the bat. And everyone was like, how are Quickmath allowed to get so many positions, split in positions where no one dares to confront them? Just 2 guys taking the best compounds in the circle. People quickly learned, if there's people there early, it's probably Quickmath. They're sitting solo. And well, we talked about Soda and Vinco wanting to get off to a good start. This is not how you do it.
Yeah, they're very split at the moment. They've got Desperados in between them and Tornado, but they won't come off well on this. Wago actually rolls up on Encelenso. How did he manage that one?
How did he
Yuo should have had his back as well, but Wago will at least grab himself a compound to fight with. And he now needs his teammates to step up, though, because if Quickmath want to challenge this, he's going to be in for a tough time.
The entirety of Quickmath knows it's a solo sitting down there, and it seems like none of them are really daring to commit on it, fortunately enough. So Wago will get himself the compound. Duo, of course, did give the info down to Insolenza that a guy was coming. Insolenza did the smart thing, pushing out and trying to see if we can get him. But we didn't see the fight itself, but it was pretty clear to tell how things unfolded off of the corpse lying on the ground outside the house.
Now Swarm have got Alea coming up a little bit further forward, being the scout going far ahead. More teams are going to be making their way across the bridges near Georgia Pole, because that's the easiest way in for a lot of these Western teams, and it's going to be fighting for not a lot of space in there.
We're talking knowledge and rotations and all these things. Right now we can see both in the screen in the corner and also on our main screen here that VG are rotating through Milta. To me, that's a guys you should have known better kind of move. The plane was west. They know Tornado Energy will jump out east. Even they jumped before VG did, so they know there's 2 teams, or even 3 out east.
Yeah.
Team will be going Milta. They'll be getting those vehicles. They'll be driving on over. There's no way in hell they're done looting at this point. They get there late. It takes a while to get those vehicles, drive on over. Millman does go down now. Exo does manage to get himself a little damage done. But in any case, him being solo against all of Tornado Energy, there's no reason he should be in there to begin with.
No, his teammates are already rotating out away from him. They're just going past Desperado, as you can see on the map screen, guys. But the Dexo now is just going to wait to see if they're going to try to bring Melman up. He's got a good position. He's got a nade ready for it. Oh, the molly goes up close towards him. Is that on the money? Did that land on? Oh, it went a bit too far away from Melman.
He wants to get the finish up on towards him, but he ain't committed to the push on over. You can see us here, Reno and Blue on the map. I like the screen that we get right here, getting to see everything going on. They're pushing around the side here. They want to do something to help out. They're maybe getting a bit of a high ground position and giving a bit of a call out. They already lost Soda. Keep that in mind. You can see the shots now.
He's like, what?
Closer and closer.
Where is that from? He's thinking.
Oh, that's an 8 hand of Comput. Did you hear that he changed window? Nope, went in the wrong. Look at that nade timing as well. Had he been in there, there would have been no counterplay at all.
You're going to see Se7en going aggressive against the Nator as he's been found. He's in his car and he's going to go down easily there. Nail up, he's trying to rotate around while being tagged up. And oh no, the car is on fire. There's a lot of damage being done. And they do somehow escape, but now they need to find themselves a bit of cover to fight this off with.
Yep, PG18 lost their mirth in their rotation. We saw Elgiganten get a finish up on towards them before then. It's going to go down. That's going to be the run on over from Kravik. No Se7en coming in there at all. And Tuck gets taken down. These from a distance gets the knock on towards him.
And Tok is not going to be saved by his teammates by the looks of it either. So PG18 returning that fire, sticking together as a team, and making it very hard for Swarm.
Yeah, Swarm had the idea. They had the push as well. They had the play to make, but they missed a few shots. Didn't get the vehicle blown up when they had to. Could have been a double for them, but now they're the ones to take casualties. And you can see Drone has to make the run on back towards his, well, now single teammate over the hill. Broken is down a little below, back up on his feet, but it's going to be hard.
And I love this as well, right? I said about the teams all passing through Georgopol, going over the bridges. That is the area these fights are going down in. This is the cluster around Se7en that's making it difficult for a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
Tarlans, you already mentioned, they went for Primorsk, they've grabbed themselves the boat, and they've gone all the way around, and they're just coming out still, though, on this western side. So this is the most contested area as of now. And we've still got Tornado and Moonwolf alongside the Dexo from Vinco down in the south by Milta, just fighting out with each other for no real reason.
And this is the time we would expect these rotations. Sure, a little earlier, had that Dexter not been here, Tornado would probably have rotated something like 30 seconds ago. But this is the time, honestly, that I would expect them to be rotating. Now, Circle, send us up somewhat. We talk about this area a lot of times before. It's very open, and there's a very few compounds to play around. Ermac, down he goes. Winside catches one on a rotation.
Yeah, Tarlans are just going to try and send for it and get past them. They didn't want to engage in it. They're going to try and grab themselves an area to work from, but losing one player, less than an ideal start for them. Winside still looking to gatekeep on this side as well. They're thinking, is there any other teams that might try and sneak through?
Yeah, sit around for a little while longer, see if you can get something coming your way. It was a western plain, so who knows who'll be lurking around that area of the map. Seems like they are going to be making those rotations on in, though. Tornado Energy from the south as well, coming on up. Moonwolf saying we'll go all the way out east. So this makes kind of sense, right? Because normally Moonwolf would have been looted Milta Power, and they would have rotated from here. So they said, guys, let's just go around this way, because this is what we know. This is the rotations that we like to play. We know the different spots. We like to stop and scout forward. So even though they looted elsewhere, they still go back where they normally go and say, we'll just act like we just rotated now out of Milta Power.
You see the Swarm trying to land some shots onto Art of War there previously. They want to make up for their unlucky attempt on the PG-18.
I don't know what the picture there was in the corner with 4 women. And that's interesting.
Looked like my movie career.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep. If you guys don't know, he is nominated for the Cannes Award. Our dear James is gonna leave us soon for the big Hollywood scene.
Don't think I was that impressive, really. I was just there to enjoy.
Seems like you were as well. Art of War, they'll be taking position out on the eastern side of Se7en, and this spot is good to sit in. You can keep your vehicles safe to a certain extent, and also, the thing is here, I was going to say it just there as well, you've got to make sure teams stay away. If you let them come too close in 8 distance, it's going to be really, really hard for you to find cover. But as long as you can keep them at bay, you have a lot of info to obtain from there.
We didn't talk too much about it, but Stella, that is a team I need to see do well today. They cannot afford yesterday to be something that defines the rest of their games here, especially as they're right on the cusp of being within that top 8 or not. I want to see a good set of Erangel games, so I want to see them go back to the same style they were doing. I do not want to see the kind of, oh, let's do the split pick again, and that certainly didn't pay off yesterday.
Not at all. We saw them get 15-kill victory on Erangel 2 days ago, despite only being 2 players alive. But since then, they haven't really seen a whole lot. So sure, I agree with you in that regard, James. We see them split right now in the yellow house, and jump away, sitting down in the jump away and back, I believe it is, sitting down in the gas station. Also, a quick note to say that Se7en have got Edelweiss back. Sadovnik stepped in yesterday to play a game, or 4 games, but now they got their main 4th back.
I like this though, Aaliyah, she was the one that pushed a little bit further forward than the rest of her team. And one of the things you definitely want to see there from Swarm is, yes, you've lost the player, but you can still take some of these fights when needed.
Swarm as well got a win on day 1.
Yep.
Oh, actually,
Swarm's had 2 wins total. 2 wins total.
he did win the game. I was just trying to make sure that it wasn't Quickmath that won that game. But yeah, they did have a really good game up on the eastern side, northeastern side of Erangel. Aliyah had some really, really smart rotations and plays coming in there. Nixty, staying alive, but in a burning vehicle. So some of these teams that we haven't seen a whole lot from in the overall picture, doing things here. Back.
Oh, wow. Caught between two teams, 4 AK and 7. You don't want to fight up against those teams as the circle. It's going to give us a pretty open.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yasnaya's now cut off. The water's cut off. Se7en's not in it anymore. Stalber's just on the outskirts of it. This is going to be quite an interesting style that these teams will have to adapt to now.
From where Phantom and 3D Max was sitting all the way down to where we see this fight going on right now, it's just open fields. Sure, you have some trees here and there. They even added more trees a couple of patches back to make it at least a little more cover, but you can see it here. This is the field we're working with. It's very open, and you got to bring those cars. You can see everyone's rotating in vehicles. They know they will need them for cover later.
And it's just clustered down in the southwest. You've got Desperado, Stella, Elgig, Se7en, 3D Max, 4AK, Tarlans, and Winside. And this is why your kill feed is being lit up right now, because everyone that is deciding to move is being picked apart. And Desperado, they're back up to their old tricks again. Landed all the shots, and they're trying to get in. And there's so much damage being done there by Se7en. He gets the nade pinned and ready. And Elgig, they could be under a massive amount of problems and pressure here.
3 guys in 1 shack. That's never something you want to have happen. And we hear the grooveful sound of tires getting popped now as well. It's not going to make things easy at all. Se7en, though, as much as he can go aggressive here and get the angle on towards them, he is also by himself. Sure, he has the cover from behind. You can see Calvin is now making the run on up towards him. He knows the help needs to come in. Coldamenta in his vehicle. He's gonna, stop down by Fake. Seems like he's stopping in the LMO compound, but nade's being applied here. I'm saying if Se7en gets knocked here, I'm not sure they can go for the rest.
Yeah, this is a problem. He needs to get that heal on go. Calvin Klein's been picked apart by Se7en as well, so it means if they want to come over and save him, it's going to be very difficult. Because Elgig know where he is, and he could probably go into the open where the rest of the Se7en players are shooting from.
Se7en got the angle on towards a player early, and that was Calvin spotting him from the yellow house. And Memo goes down as well. That's going to be out of wall. Rough rotations coming in from them, and they'll be going down now. You can see here, Coldamenta, he wants to go up and get the rest, but a godlike nade coming in from Se7en right on the front door. Gets a double knock in there, and I'm not sure they'll be able to get through this one, because you can see Swarm from miles away trying to get the finish off. The drone manages to get it. Miller's had the bike parked. It blocked the entrance, and it gets one of them down, but Hopestar now pushes up towards the following shack. He's not there with his teammates, and he's gonna go down all by himself.
This is the thing. Hugster went for a play, and that play didn't pay off. His teammates are pinned down in the hut, and they've got nowhere to turn. There's just multiple teams shooting at them non-stop, and Se7en is still close.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. He has even pushed further up towards them. Well, no, actually he hasn't. Sorry, he's still behind the behind the antenna.
They can't go anywhere.
Yeah, they're pretty darn trapped, and they are doing everything they can to pray to the PUBG lords. That's the next circle will go towards them.
And I'm loving this, though, because the rest of the Desperado players are looking around. The circle pops, and we go far up to the north. We exclude everything else around it, and this means it is as open as it can get. I think every compound is already taken, if I'm looking at this correctly.
You have what some call the dog houses, just on the eastern side of that crate you can see in the middle, and I think that's exactly where Quickmath is sending it right now. They know there's not a whole lot of grabs. You can scout that spot from the compound they just left. So that would probably be what they'll be taking. But yeah, as far as I can see right now, you have probably 3 or 4 spots available.
3D Max are going for it at the same time.
Full speed forward. They know there's not a lot to play for here.
Quickmath got there first, but how's this fight going to go down? Tons of shots is all you can hear. Deeps actually managed to knock Kaz down. Stella finding players out and down. This is not what they would have wanted. They're on bikes as well, and they're trying to go and hold it. Big spray comes out from Deegs, but he's not able to connect all the shots.
Could you imagine
if that landed? My God. Kaz will go down regardless, though.
That would have been brutal. Mithralius goes down now as well. That's Tornado Energy trying to third-party that engagement. Everyone was sending it to what we can now call the doghouses, up where Quickmath has made it. Everyone's making their way down these hills. They know they don't want to get caught in the open. Nix these now by himself, taken down, and out Havoki nowhere near there to help him. He's caught in the shack. He was sitting there for the longest of time. He is not going to be able to apply any pressure whatsoever.
Buster was trying to find himself some cover after 4AK took him down, but 3D Max will pick up the point, and they'll pick up the kill. Otherwise, he looks like he's all alone here. I can't see any other 7 players on the map. Stella will go down eventually, and it's 14th place again for these guys. This is not what we expected from this team.
Rough game from them, and rough rotation coming in there. They were the team that was the furthest on the western side. Despite their 2-2 split, never got the positions that they wanted to work from. And now Se7en, they're sitting that center. We've seen them do this before, where they tend to take too many fights at the same time, gets them killed. But at least for now, Edelweiss is staying put.
And that's all he can do for now, right? Try and see if he can get up some extra placement points and hope people leave him alone, because there's bigger fish to fry, bigger players to try and take down, because he is just now a solo.
But at the same time, with his position in there, he can do so much disruption, and any rotations coming in from the west. And interesting to see Tarlans here. Still 3 guys alive. They're sitting in position, so they can pretty much only play as a solo, though. So it's not going to be easy. And you can see Elgiganten trying to make the run on up here. Desperados, they know where they've been the entire game, and now they're starting to take them down.
And Elgig, they've not had a good amount of luck in this.
Not at all.
All in one shack. Deegs gets now taken down. Savage on his own. Plenty of bullets coming out towards him. And it could be the end very soon. He's doing well at ducking and diving away from all of this. Finds himself one rock to hide behind. And there is no one behind him. At least there's a positive in that, I guess.
How many more smokes do you have, Savage? Because you're going to need approximately 30 of them.
Oh, there's the blue.
Yeah, he's going to go down. There's no doubt about it.
He's like,
The only question here is whether Calvin gets the kill or he just takes it down to the blue.
Time will tell us. We'll wait it out. Vinco,
he's
though.
facing it.
It's like, hi. That's just all I can do.
He knows. He'll go down with the ship. Calvin, 12 bullets to spare. 1 bullet for fake. That is not the kind of ammo you want to have coming into this.
It's because a lot of their fights have been taken, even that they've picked up a couple of kills, but they've not been able to go and get anything because every other team's been around them.
Exactly.
And other teams have been taking their kills once they find the knocks in play.
They have been tapping at a distance and no crates for them whatsoever. Tarlans now 2 players up tight. Moonlight kind of caught off. Now they're not sure how he would be able to make this rotation up towards him. But VG, 3 guys up still. And Tornado Energy sitting on the southeastern side. They could make a push down the hills.
And Tornado keeping 4 alive is huge considering how things started off there. Love this from Kofest. He's going to make a bit of an opening here. If you land this nade, that is so spicy. Wait for it. Oh, go again. Try again, mate. You got this.
It's going to be hard, though, because even though he gets it inside, there's still
multiple rooms they can,
cover.
Oh,
it's in.
Oh, big rips. Nice
Big
attempt.
Rips. It was a good attempt.
I like it. I respect it. Just keep going, mate. Just try everything. Why not?
You got to figure, though, is it worth spending the utility at this point? Because you might be using it later, needing it later, right? It does have smokes now, but now he has no nades at all.
Well, he's going to have to deal with them eventually when they come out. But for now, they'll make their way up north. They saw VG. VG took a few shots at them. But now this is where VG have to be very careful. You've already met with Tornado before, and you ended up losing Soda. The Dexo managed to escape, though, after knocking Melman down.
Yeah, fortunately managed to get away from that one. That could have gone really, really wrong. And now Desperados, they're pushing up towards Edelweiss. It is pretty much the only spot they could play from. I like the speed of the vehicle. We hear how much it's struggling, moving its way forward. Edelweiss nades all over the place, and he will go down.
12th place for Se7en. Not what they would have wanted. Desperado's looking to frag out. Compot taking a different position now where he can look through the window and take some extra shots on him. Try and make it connect, try and make it happen. Ooh, Lars is trying to poke into it as well. He wants to try and take this fight.
I like the battle here. Oh, sorry, continue.
No, sorry. He's just saying the battle here really benefits TE, though, because they're so close in comparison to 4us.
And what I wanted to say with it was that the way they just pushed around that building, they knew they were down there. They sat on the southern side. They actually, I mean, 4us actually had the sort of push on them to get into the circle, but they pushed around, they pinned them in, and now they're forcing 4us to go all the way down south. Really smart move from Tornado, and not only knowing the distance to the circle, but also playing the terrain really well. Yeah,
it's just like properly asserting your dominance, right? Of like, you guys are stuck here, we'll leave you stuck here, and we'll take the control.
Exactly. That's a spots outcome, but no shots hit so far, but as you can see, there could just be a bit of a decoy in the sense that they want to get at least one guy moving forward inside the circle. Shaxi pushed a bit further in. They are, of course, inside the circle already, but one guy that isn't is Havoc, and he's going to go down alongside his team.
Yeah, one of the solo players getting picked off there.
Yeah.
Not the ideal game for them to kick things off with. Tarlan's going to be very happy, okay? They've only got 2 alive, but they're in a nice spot now. Moonlight did get caught in his rotation in. And he was some reason really split away from his teammates. Drone still putting in work.
Keep in mind that a lot of the teams here have been doing heavy rotation, so they might not have any kills. I don't think Swarm did have 2 kills, but I don't think 4us has a single one. I think that's the first one on Fake coming in there. Yep, just 1 kill so far, and we're still not within placement points. So if they make into rough rotation now, that could be them going out with just 1 point despite having been shooting for the last 10 minutes.
We've got a fair few healthy teams, though, with 3 and 4 players left alive. That's a nade. Larza has to run away from it, but that's some deep nade going out there. And 4us still going to struggle to push their way in. Phantom, the solo 3D Max player, does actually manage to get example down. Dees goes down as well at the hands of the Tarlans players, so this is looking really strong. PG18 go out in 10th.
Yep, Phantom did go down as well. It's going to be 3D Max out in 9th place just to follow the Millman. Spots 1, gets on last. Spots out Shaxi as well, gets him down 2. What a performance from Millman. He has teammates there to help him. Right now he's trying to get the flushes in, but there's more teams around him. And now he spots Blue from Buff, but he didn't take him down.
It's a waiting game. When to strike. Melman done huge amounts of work there.
What? A Sereno?
Oh no. Nade went a little bit too the wrong direction towards his teammates there. He will manage to knock Kofest out, though, and that's going to be no chance of Tornado getting him up. Apocalypse can sit on the side here and potentially do some good damage as well.
Swarm had a run that was miles too far for them to make, and they'll go out in 7th place. We're now making it into placements, and Apocalypse would have wished that he got at least one of these guys down. Could have been a point coming in from him, but not going to happen for us. We talked about it. They barely get any points despite being fighting the entire game.
Tornado up at 8 kills already, though, and they're looking to make it 9, but Coldamenta has another idea about it. He starts off with the shots onto Compa, and he's looking to make it more difficult for him. There's 3 players still up here for Desperados, though. They're still well within it.
Also, kudos to VG for making it back up the way that they came from. They knew that the area was clear. Excuse me, they had the terrain covered. And now they're pushing back the way they came from. They do have Moonwolf on the side of the circle, but should be a fight that they could take here. It's easier for them to spot out what's happening in front of them, and you can see that the terrain there. They have a pretty good overview of the position below. Calvin gets taken down. If you look at this, I mean, Comfort and Melman, they're just 2 guys alive, but they go aggro on it every single time, and teams, they aren't expecting this.
Yeah, you normally would expect, especially with the numbers so far against them to go a bit more defensive. But no, Melman's even going to pick up a kill onto Quickmath Misse. This is looking so strong for them. Tornado up at 10 kills, and they are in the top 6 already.
You can never count them out, no matter how many casualties they take. They got 10 kills. They're currently sitting in 1st place, and they're getting even more damage done. Look at the headshot coming in immediately on towards Tausera.
Coldamenta's like, how on earth do I try and defend all of this? I'm right down in the south.
Yeah, he's just going to chill for a while and hope the circle comes towards him, because if it does, he can just be lining up shots left and right and all over the place, and it does shift in his direction.
This means the battle up north between Moonwolf and VG will be an interesting one on who's going to try and rotate in, or is Moonwolf going to go all the way around and take over the western side and allow VG to have this eastern side to fight from. Peltzig from Quickmath is all alone, does have compounds. Tarlans pretty much in the center, and Marga's going for it already, but Blue will find himself getting headshot and knocked down.
You saw as soon as his circle popped, Arco went down south. He got himself a spot in the circle, and that allows for his 3 teammates. And taking that fight up north, should they want to at least try and see if they can get some knocks. Panko is going to push around here. I'm not sure that he knows that he has one up above. Do they want to go down there? Or is that just fake smokes to try and bait shots from above? That could be, actually. Force teams to shoot through the smokes, get some info on where they are around you, because Panko has Arco sitting right above him.
Yeah, this could be really interesting what Tarlans want to try and achieve here. Smart decoy coming into play.
Potentially.
VG need to move. You can't be hit by that circle. And both of them, Blue and Acerino, take some damage there. Move forward, lads. Keep the communication. No, don't walk back into it. Come on.
And they're running on
They
top
can't
of each
afford
other
this.
too.
Yeah, this is too sloppy. This kind of push in is like, we don't actually know when we want to go for it. You've got to keep an eye on that Blue, because you have now just become the deadly targets now for everyone else. The Desperado will eventually go down. They get picked apart, and it's Tornado, it's Melman. He's stepped up. He got knocked down. One of the early players getting knocked down here by VG. And now he's just single-handedly sending for anyone that comes in his way. He's like, my aim's good. I'm feeling it today.
Melman and Arco just 2v3 Desperado in a really, really tricky position. Extremely well done by them in securing the kills. Melman getting those final 2 ones by himself there towards both Colder and Tausera. It's going to be Blue taken out.
Another kill for Melman.
Kills for Tornado Energy. They've been 2 guys alive for the longest of time, and they're continuously dealing damage towards these players as if they were 4.
3 teams with 1 player alive. Tarlans with 2 and Moonwolf with 4. Moonwolf looking for another win here. That would be incredible for them. Remember, they won our final game with 22 points yesterday. If they come onto Erangel and deliver it once again, my oh my, they'll be loving life. This is just going to really help them continue to perform better than what we really expected. Oko was a standout player for us yesterday.
Play it smart, play it together. You know you have the numbers advantage at this point, and you gotta make sure there's no one around you. New circle pops, and you can see Maga down here. He's like, guys, just walk the other way. I'm just one with the bike here. Just don't go south. Just please push around the other way. You know what? That's where the kills are, right? Millman as well. Gotta give it to him. 8 kills on his own so far.
Margot sat there hoping that there's such thing as a bike ghillie that he can hide behind. Instead, he's getting loads of bullets straight on down onto him. They will go out in 5th, but a great effort from Tarlans.
See Millman, he's looking up. Oh, was that shots I heard? Can I
get another kill?
Is there something I can shoot at over there? What he doesn't know, though, is that a 4-man strong Moonwolf are pushing over towards him. Acerino and Pelsish at the meantime trying to stay put for as long as they can. I don't think Quickmath has any kills yet. Come to think of it.
No, they did get 1.
They might have 1 or 2 kills, but these placements that Pelsish are grinding right now, that is really, really crucial.
Some nades going out. Moonwolf sticking together in 2-2s. Oh my god, so many nades going out. Okay, they've got an idea of how this may pan out. Peltzid knows he's going to have to move, but Acerino will be the first one to go out from the blue pushing him. But the nades do work out. Resi starts off strong. See Melman here on the edge. He really wants to keep him at bay, but I don't think he realizes maybe how outnumbered he is.
Yeah, you gotta play it super smart at this point. And look at that nade coming in. Razor goes all the way down and Otto goes low. Oh my lord, now they're starting to fall apart. I see Reno and Melman are starting to deliver all the damage here. Just 2 guys on their feet now. Moonwolf had one of these situations before on Miramar. There were 4 guys alive and all of a sudden things fell apart for them. Now let's see if they can do this.
Melman using any utility he has, washout spraying through the flame, trying to get the job done. How much more can Melman do? He has been incredible in this game. He's hitting all of his shots, but this could be too much for him. There are 3 players up now for Moonwolf. A couple low on health. The nade goes out. It lands perfectly, and Moonwolf take back-to-back wins now in terms of they won the last game yesterday on Miramar and won the opening game here on Erangel.
Good finish off for them. They played the northern side. They knew they never had to engage until they were absolutely forced to. And then when that circle did shift them out into the open, Urko was like, guys, I'm going to push down. We know we have Regi up on the hills. We need to deal with them. We cannot allow for them to push, because you saw what they were doing. They went for the fight. They said, nope, not going to happen. They pushed north. Had Moonwolf not looked up there to stop them, they would have pushed down on their heels, and then they could have not made the move inside the circle. So great concentration. 1 takes a spot in the circle, secures some room, clears the perimeter. The remaining 3, they can hold the angle, and then whenever they call it, they can all move.